Wow, this is crazy, dude. This has been a long time coming. I was mentioning to Jeremy the other day that through all the different changes and transitions in the business, like there have been different people who have come along and helped us get to where we're going, but this is always where we wanted to be. And it's just so weird it's actually happening. The first day of it all. Never have I ever been so confident and clear in what we're doing. This is gonna be a game changer, big time. I'ma make noise in this. You can't fuck with my energy. I'ma make noise in this. I'ma make noise in this. Really love you guys. Yo. What up, IG? Today's gonna be crazy. It's actually been really awesome. This is a day I've been waiting for probably about 3 years, which sounds insane, but the opportunity to invest in the people and small community and to hang with people and learn about their businesses and what they want to change, what they want to improve. This is the first MentorMind session that I'm gonna have. One out of at least 12 this year, because I'm gonna have one every month. And it's gonna be fucking epic. Why did we move to Colorado? It's actually something that's worth talking about. We kind of picked a spot on the map because when we were back in Rochester, we kind of just felt like we got to this point of where like, we love the people there and we love our family there, but we got to this point where we felt like we've got to grow with where we're going, with what we want to do. My wife and I, we made a decision that we were going to move. It was back in July, and in August we were here. It only took 3 weeks. Yeah, it's so beautiful here, man. Yeah, dude, we kind of went like this, and then I guess we'll move here. 3 weeks later, we were gone. Sometimes you just gotta shake things up. Disruption, I think, produces growth. That's been a very fun theme for us, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I think everywhere that I go, I kind of create a tornado, and then Jeremy assesses the damage. And then we go, okay, now what do we need to do next time? So I have an uncanny ability to get deep with people very quickly because there's a high level of trust that's developed. And it's my gift. I don't know, I can't teach it, I can't explain it, but it's my gift. And I think that's why people are attracted to this style of groups. That's why we created what's called a MentorMind. It's a mastermind with 10 to 12 other entrepreneurs who all do something different than you so that you can have objectivity. You know, that's the one thing that God or the universe, whatever, however you deem it, didn't give us. It didn't give us the ability to have objectivity into our own lives. It forced us to have people around us. It forced us to be in community. It forced us to have deeper relationships that will help us get to whatever it is, the goal, the success, whatever it is that you're looking for. So after running a multi-7-figure agency, I said, fuck this, I don't want to do this. It's not congruent to me. It's not serving my life in the best way possible. And I fired every client, I fired every employee and started over. And that happened right in the midst of, you know, my wife being pregnant, moving. I had already moved across the country, moving again to another neighborhood, having 2 kids at home who go to a private school. Like, life didn't stop because I made that decision. It kept going. And I just had to make a decision to show up and to say, against all odds, I'm gonna have to restart. I'm gonna have to stop a business and start a business at the same time and be able to do the same thing I did. And I switched niches at the same time too. There's no excuses, guys. If you want congruency in your life, you just need to fucking pony up and get it done. Like, I just looked at my list, 35 applicants for this style group in 5 weeks. This was an idea 3 years ago. This was I can't wait to get to it a year ago. And then now we're sitting here today. And To a certain extent, I counted perfect as 51%. But I got clear on what it was that I wanted to accomplish. And there was a level of not worrying as much about other people, but kind of going from a megaphone to a magnet. That was the mental switch that I made. It wasn't what I was saying, it was who I was being, and that pulls people in. And this is a huge point that you probably should write down, because this is gonna be huge for today. People don't wanna work with the smartest person in the room. They wanna work with the person that they connect with the best. That's everything. Everything in 2020, 2021, as we continue to move forward, is about intimacy and connection. Yes, they don't even care that you're the smartest. Salt, they may not even care what your faith basis is. If you connect with them on a foundational, super tight, emotional, intimate level that no one else has been able to penetrate before, or they have, but it's been a long time since they experienced it, that's gonna be huge for you. So I want you to think in that context as we go through each thing that we do today. Magnet, not megaphone. It's not what I say, it's who I am. You know, I think the best practice is when you build an amazing brand, when you're authentic. People like to buy people who they connect with, not the person who's the smartest in the room. And I think that's really, really important in this season of your business, if you have a personal brand, is understanding that connection is the ultimate currency right now. Intimacy, being able to connect with others. Because there's such a lack of it, supply and demand, it always follows the same rules. For these MentorMind groups specifically, these run basically the first 12 weeks are all focused around learning more about you, your business, and what you want to accomplish, and where your weak points are, where your strong points are, how you can help serve the people around you, but also what you need in order to help you grow and succeed and get to where you want to be in business. So the first 12 weeks are all centered around that. And within the first 12 weeks, we have a meetup here in Denver. And so what we're going to be focusing on today, it's a workshop style setup of where we're going to be focusing on personal branding. We're going to be focused, and again, by the way, with personal branding, we're not talking about like your logo, okay? Like that shit doesn't matter. What I'm focusing on is your message. I'm focusing on your voice. I'm focusing on how do you tell a great, compelling story? How do you attach that to a big idea? And how do you attach that big idea to a solution? So this is all around like the ability to communicate well and to create life-changing content that's gonna help you go from the best kept secret to the #1 influencer in your audience. What I wanna do is the first 3 months, like we're focusing around getting very, very clear on content, because I know that if people start just producing more content, even if it's not perfectly aligned yet, you just start getting people who get attracted to you. The perfect example, like Alec showing up in his groups, and he's gone from 0 to almost 700 members in a month. I mean, it's, yes. Yeah, we're up at 3 a.m. like strategizing. Seriously, the other night we were like for 2 or 3 hours. And like, and that's okay. But I mean, even if you spent half as much time that he did focused on those specific elements, you'll see the trend grow. I mean, he's growing faster than my groups are growing. So my accelerator program is 12K, 12 to 16K, depending upon if you're paying monthly or you're doing whatever. That's what I'm gonna take you guys through, but over a year, and it's not gonna cost you that amount of money. But I'm gonna take you guys through foundations and mindset, because then you can rip this stuff and you can give it to your community. That's really my intent. My intent is to over-deliver in such an extreme way that it creates forever community, or a really long time. Because I know sometimes we outgrow our communities. Also, probably in a year, so after we do the 12 months, everyone's gonna go in a different community. That may sound scary, but what's gonna happen is it's gonna explode your opportunity, because now you have 10 new people that will be your close friends, and these relationships won't die. But we go through the foundations in your business, which involve mindset and discovering your 6-figure problem or 7-figure problem, depending on what stage you're in. Then going through content, because content evolves. What I do for Scott Olford is very, very different than what I do for someone who's just starting in content. So now it's like, once we have all your assets built, you guys get access to our CRM, which you guys get access to for free. All the funnels that we can build for you guys, we'll do implementation for you, text messaging sequences, email sequences, you guys would have full access. It's like $1,000 a month, and you guys just get it for free. So buy ClickFunnels and everything else, you have an entire ecosystem for marketing. And that's a long-term play for me, is provide tremendous value so that you guys can never have to hire a marketer again. Or you have a VA that is part of your community. But yeah, so I'm like your sidekick on your business and marketing. And at the same time, like there's no strategy, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or whatever, that I don't have within the community where you can get that resource and it's part of what you do on a monthly basis. I think the number one thing that's happening right now is I believe that there are a lot of people, a lot of introverts who are really smart, who are actually have the best ideas, and a lot of extroverts beat them because they're better at marketing, i.e. myself. Like I'm much better at marketing than frameworks. And you know, I think that in this world, personal branding is becoming so important because everything online is becoming a commodity. So people want to work with people, not companies. And this is a huge shift that's happening in the market. And so what people need me for is to help them, number one, be really clear about what their message is, and also be able to amplify their message, because I ran, you know, marketing for Fortune 500 companies, for $4 billion companies, have over 1 billion impressions online. Like, you need me to help you contextualize and amplify your message. Because if you're not everywhere all the time, you're nowhere, and no one's gonna see you. No one's gonna be able to really latch on to the number one thing that you wanna do, what you wanna create in the world, what you wanna fix in the world. You're not gonna have the ability to do that because you're not gonna know how. And that's okay, because we can fix that. It's easy to fix when you have the proper frameworks and the proper big ideas. The second thing is that you need someone in your corner. Every fighter has a corner man, right? Like, I remember when I first started in business, the big idea was to be someone's sidekick. Every executive that I've worked for, I've always been a number two in the organization. So my way of making peace with knowing that I was a really good number two was saying, I want to come alongside digital entrepreneurs, people who are coaches, mentors, people who are consultants, people who run service-based businesses, and to be able to help them really achieve the big idea, the big thing that they want to achieve in the world. And I said, you know what? That's not going to be from my involvement. This isn't the Nick show. What this is going to be from is getting them in community with the right people who can help them grow their business successfully, who are in different areas of business, who do different things. And it's so amazing what happens. I have people who just started in business 2 days ago and 8-figure entrepreneurs in the same group. And what's awesome is you get all that objectivity. John Maxwell said this. He said, never get too close from the fire that burns within somebody who's just getting started. And a lot of us forget that. But they're an uninformed optimist. They have no fucking idea what they're gonna be doing. Like, they have no clue what's gonna happen in the real world out there. And they're just so excited to have a chance, to have the opportunity to do it. And the 8-figure person is typically a, you know, informed skeptic, is what I call them. And so they're very informed of how things operate and how things work. But at the same time, that can come with major vulnerabilities. It's like somebody who's been through several relationships versus the person who's never been in one before. You don't really know what to look out for. Sure, it may be naive, but at the end of the day, it's pretty inspiring when you really think about it. So, yeah, people need me to mostly stick my foot up their ass. And on top of that, to help them, to have somebody who can actually believe in what they're doing. It sounds ridiculous, but it's actually true. You need someone who's gonna come alongside of you to tell you, yes, it's possible. Yes, that's a good idea. No, that's a bad idea. You just need someone in your corner, somebody you can talk to about life and business, somebody that you can really have walk alongside of you and invest everything that you possibly can. I hold zero back from my community. Whatever I can give them, I give them. It doesn't matter if it's a late night phone call or if it's a new framework, a big idea, or services that I know that I can complete with myself and my team for them at pennies on the dollar. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. My objective and my goal is to provide you with an extreme amount of value and show up for you in a way that no one else has. I love you.
Dada, is that the funny one, Mama? Is it the funny?
All right, let's do this. Just gonna grab it. We brought that in this car, but we must have not. Yeah, instant action cures all fear. It's a good way to think about it. So yeah, if you're afraid of something, it's probably the number one thing you need to do. I was afraid of shutting down a business that was very successful, but it gave me the number one thing that I needed. And yeah, people just don't like discomfort. Like, I woke up this morning and took a 2 or 3 minute ice cold shower. Like, that's not normal, right? But it's part of my process this year of being okay with a lot of discomfort, because that's where it's always where there's growth. Jeremy, what are you breaking? Always where there's growth, 100%, man. Yes, yeah, 100%. All right, let's do this, you ready? Oh, so excited. I love it, dude. Yeah, that's how I felt this morning, man. I was like, I think we picked up Mike and then got to the airport, and then after the airport, we got to the house probably at like 1. So we stayed up for like an hour talking. So we were so pumped, dude. A little bit, like 4 hours, but dude, 4 hours to me is like sleeping 40. I'm like ready, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good day. A lot of times we have big ideas, we have stories that we want to tell, and then we have solutions. And a lot of times we have trouble getting those things to line up properly so that we can give people a very clear, compelling message so that we can sell more stuff, but also create more impact. And also, we struggle with having a big idea and saying, okay, I have a great big idea, but I don't know what to now do with that big idea, and how do I contextualize it to get people closer and closer and closer to a next step. So we're gonna go through an exercise. We're gonna put big, huge sticky Post-its on the windows, and you guys are gonna actually like write out some of these elements very specifically. And where it's gonna all lead to is later today, this afternoon after our little mini walk, I'm gonna actually take those sheets that you create. We're gonna have a formula that lays out on top of those sticky notes, the big ones, and we're gonna have this whiteboard at the back of the room so that when you go to present, it's gonna be the first time that you have a very clear, compelling message. And you're gonna have a 10 to 15 minute presentation on exactly what you do, attached to stories that you're gonna be able to use to continue to push forward whatever it is that you wanna do. So we gotta be clear on your offer, clear on your next step. I don't care if it's a 30-minute phone call with you or if it's to buy my course, right? Like whatever that next step is that you want someone to take, however you wanna contextualize it, that's gonna be the big thing for today. So the main objective today is to walk away with a 10 to 15 minute, extremely clear version of your personal brand, your story, and exactly what you can do to help people get the outcomes that they're looking for. I think intuition, man, is everything. It runs everything. There's this whole head-gut connection, right? Like scientifically now they're starting to be able to prove it, that the mind and the gut are connected. And so what I was taught as a kid and the way that I was raised was to always trust your intuition, to do the right thing, to remove yourself from harm of the wrong thing. And I've always followed that. And that's been like, dude, everything. Having intuition to know what to do at the right time, especially in life, but also in business. I remember when I was in college and I decided to come home. And I didn't know why, I just knew I needed to do it. And I did, and it was the best decision I ever made at that time of my life. Or, you know, like when I was in 2 4-year relationships and got out of those relationships, and at the end of them, you know, like moving on and meeting my wife, like I just knew it was the right thing. And some people would say, man, you moved on so quick. Yeah, but that's when you know. You have to just trust that instinctual pull. You can't control it, you just have to trust the process. And that's what I'm here to do, trust the process, move forward. And also helping people understand that gut intuition, that feeling that you get, that pit in your stomach, you have to listen. Okay, how many of you want to make a bet if I asked Mike to create a piece of content for lawyers right now, put a camera in front of his face, he would know what to say? How many of you want to make a bet that if I put a camera in front of his face and said, okay, Mike, ready? I want you to create a video for lawyers. Ready, go. He would have no idea what to say. He would freeze, no clue. This is what this does. I said, Mike, what's a big idea? There's a lot of great lawyers out there who don't know how to be seen. By the way, guys, you realize this is a webinar? This is a 10-minute training in a Facebook group. This is, because it's native, because it's the first thing that I asked him, this is exactly what he can go create right now. And here's the crazy, well, actually, I'm not gonna tell you the crazy thing. I'll leave that for a surprise after we're done. Hey guys, what's going on? Just want to fill you in really quick. We're at the MentorMind meetup right now, and we are going through these elements of personal branding when it comes to personal stories and how we connect them to bigger ideas and also the solutions that we provide, not only professionally, but also as people. So what's really cool is this connects you both to your profession, but also connects you to your personal brand, your personal values. Remember, people want to work with people, not companies. And that's because they're looking for congruency, intimacy. They don't want to be one of many. They want to be focused on. They want to be one of few. So the big idea here, guys, is that content creation is not hard. Alignment is not difficult. We've just never been provided with the proper tools and frameworks and the simplicity, right? Da Vinci said simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So big idea here is you need to make sure that you're documenting, creating more content on a daily, consistent basis, of course, but it has to be aligned. And that's what we're doing here today. We're aligning your content. We're creating you from a person with a megaphone to a person with a giant magnet so that you can attract the right people to you, and also so that you can provide your solutions very clearly. So I think that's the awesome thing about what's happening here is that we just did an exercise with Michael, for example. And I said, if I'm gonna bring a camera right into his face right now and be like, all right, dude, create content right now. And I want you to talk about your key avatar. I want you to be very specific about all your benefits, your outcomes, and everything you're gonna be able to accomplish for them. It's like total, I'm frozen, right? It's so difficult to create that type of content. When we can think about just the simple thing. What is your key thesis? What is your big idea? What change do you make? What are things personally that you believe in? What are things professionally that you believe in? And these are these are core theses. This is like a quotable, right? Something that's very specific. And as you go through from the big idea, you go to a story, you tell a story about how you can attach this to something that's happened in your life or that of your client or whatever it may be. And then you get to the solution. And the solution is the most powerful part. So that's what we're doing here today. It's actually really gonna be awesome. And by the end of this, they're gonna be able to pitch their service, their product, their big idea, their solution with ease. Let me help you. What's up?
Yeah. So listen, what about like having trouble like creating a big idea?
Yes.
Because from the standing point, like I know how powerful it is, but like from a consumer's perspective, how can I tell them, hey, this is why I need social media? So some ideas that I have, for example, is like it's the best platform for branding. Plus, like you can reach out to millions free of charge. It's free. So
100%.
100%.
Go on Google. Type in Instagram, growth hacking, Instagram marketing. Why should I use Instagram? The headlines are the big ideas.
Everybody got their level, but we are not one and the same. Prezi position my aim, I put that on Barack Hussein. Happy to show you for those who don't know, he out of his brain. I hop in your city and shut it down like you gotta be playing. I'm out here, already. I've been here, I was born ready. It's been clear, I perform better when I'm in the lead and them horns let me. You was good, but the boy better. More clever, plus more effort, make more cheddar. Don't let up, I'm dumb heavy, drop confetti. I'm up with the giants, I don't see no one above me. I brought the beast out the belly just to so shit could get ugly. Understand I'm about my business, penmanship up at 100 and me dropping fires. The only way that you could be bubbling from the home of gorillas. Yeah, we realer than most. Quick to jump at your jugular if you getting too close.
So grow your law firm predictably. You have 15 stories you can tell. You just haven't taken the time to actually go through them.
Yeah, this makes it hard to see.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. So like stories you could tell. So imagine if you went live and you're like, I want to tell you guys a story today about, it's about you, it's about one of your family members, one of your kids, it's about a client. So this is mind dump. Like literally the things that come first to your mind. Like, let me tell you a story about, I think of like in success or failure. It's usually like the two polarizing. One big idea attaches to the best story that connects to that big idea, which connects to the best solution that goes to that big idea and story. Yep, so it's 1, 2, 3, kind of in order. 1, 2, 3. Everyone has so many big ideas inside of them. They have so many stories and they know exactly what they do to help their audience. The problem is there's like no bumpers on the bowling alley. Objectivity, this is what it comes back to every single time. It's something that we do not have as individuals. We don't have the ability to see our situation from the outside looking in. And again, in anything in life, when you provide objectivity, meaning data and experiences, when you zoom out and you watch the story like it's someone else's, that's what allows you to have, audacious confidence. That's what allows you to see with clarity because it's not yours. Ask any marketer, any person who runs systems for other people. They're like, my biggest problem is marketing my own stuff. Why? Objectivity. We get stuck. We lose focus of what's really important. You can do it for the world, but it really sucks when you try to do it for yourself. You just don't have what you need. So that's the big thing that I'm seeing here right now is that Again, I could walk up to somebody right now and be like, I want you to tell a story on this. What's your big idea on this? I could fire away. I want you to do a webinar. What's your webinar? What's your title? What are the benefits? And they have no idea because you're not giving the steps that are required to basically break up and allow that mind dump. Give the freedom that perfect is 51%. And then you start looking at the story, you start looking at the big idea, you start looking at the solution, and they're just gonna package these into 1, 2, 3. There's so much genius in this room. There's so much genius in you. The problem is you don't know how to extract it, and that's where all the genius happens. The magic in business is when you can bring other people into your situation, allow them to see it and contextualize it different for you. That's when all the magic happens in business. You bring different people with different ideas into the same room, allow them to collaborate together, and it's amazing, amazing, amazing what happens.
I'm just learning what's important and valuable to me that I can share with my community. And I think that's what's unique is what I realized when doing the brain dump, it's a lot of mindset stuff that I'm probably just going through right now, and why it's coming out is because something that I just worked through. So I feel like it's valuable to my community because of that, because it's something true and authentic to me. So it's pretty awesome. It's allowing me to be a little bit more transparent, and it's pretty cool. So I got like, I think 5 or 6 topics just from this exercise that I can now use as content for my group. So pretty awesome.
So tonight we're gonna have some fun too, by the way. So we're gonna go downtown and have a blast.
I didn't have my glasses on. We were laying in bed. And we were thinking, I'm like, Rory, read this. He's like reading me the agenda, and he's like, and you must go out for drinks.
It is a must.
I'm like, it says that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have this this thing about doing that where I'm like, it's part of community. We need to have some fun together too. We work so damn hard that like it's time to have some fun. So love you guys.
Money in my pocket, my crew ain't never going hungry, to know I'm living and I'm winning, it feels
good. So what's really special about the community that we serve is that I want to help people get very incredible marketing services because they're getting so expensive, but also the skill set is getting cheaper. And what I mean by that is there's so much push to the market right now that everybody who thinks they have a phone thinks they're a photographer, cinematographer and photographer, and everybody who has a computer thinks they can run paid ads. So really in the big picture here, I want to make sure we can connect you with professionals who can help you increase and amplify your message, who can help you find your voice and help you create a bigger impact in the world. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be actually hosting specific people from our meetup who wanted to invest in their personal brands, and we are going to be helping them create content, which is going to be awesome. So we have an entire studio that we've rented out for the whole day, and we're going to have multiple entrepreneurs coming through who are going to be able to tell their story. I'm going to actually interview them personally so that I can help ask the right questions, so that I can help get to the heart of their avatar, of their customer, help get to their heart of what they do and why they do what they do. Pockets or something. Sure. I got one. No, which one's which?
There's just 2 medium coffee. Oh, you said that.
I did. We'll have to just take the lids off because there's lids in there. We'll replace them. 18 degrees, man. This is very rare. Usually never this cold. Got it. Hey, howdy ho, neighbors. How you guys doing? Wow, looks great. That's wonderful. Wow.
Here. I think I'm gonna center you, if that's all right with
Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope. It's perfect.
you. Yeah.
Awesome.
What's up,
Good to
man?
see you, man. Thanks for coming out. This is gonna be awesome. I appreciate you taking some time so that the world can learn about you, bro. Because this is what it's all about, man. I mean, Instagram's one thing, but like, Alec is a different one, right?
Of course.
So, dude, just to give you a quick idea how these things run, A lot of people know about your product and they know about, big picture, what you do, results that you can create, things like that. But what they don't know are the foundational values that make you who you are. Yeah. And my whole entire thesis around personal branding is that people want to work with people, not businesses. So, right, 100%. So content creates relationships, relationships build trust, trust drives revenue, right? So I know you got some launches coming up and some other things happening. So really the goal here is today, we're going to go through some basic things and we're going to kind of work our way up to some more advanced conversations. By the way, if you ever get uncomfortable, you don't have to overshare anything. But yeah, but by the way, I know how to read you. And so just like we've done before, sometimes we have to make a decision, right? You're like, I'm out, I'm getting out. Sometimes we have to clear space in the room for you to be able to share your truth. And that's fine. I can read you. This is my superpower, okay?
Don't make me cry, okay?
I'll probably make you cry. Who in your industry do you not resonate with and why? This may be peers or competitors or people who want to work with you and you're like, there is just no way. So who in your industry do you not resonate with and why is it?
When I first started business, we were doing this for financial reasons and I had just kind of flipped my own paradigm where I was willing to use my innate skills to do something. That's the whole duplication of the role from corporate to here. It was not a straight line. I had never had any intentions of it landing here.
I believe that everyone gets to be accountable for their choices and that we should not be so quick to be offended or angry when people don't agree with us. Because again, how are we going to change the world if everyone's so busy trying to be right? Damn. I don't know where this is coming from. So
it's good. It's just all right. I got to question one, and then I just was following the line. For the first time in 5 years, I felt like I was doing exactly what I was supposed to do. And that's something that I help coach people on, but as we know, objectivity is a lot easier when you can see what it is that you need to do, or what it is rather that someone else needs to do, and you can see it so clearly because it's not your situation, it's not your finances, it's not your family, it's not your purpose. And you're like, this is so clear based on what you told me, just do this. And for me, it's always been hard to contextualize getting back to a place of where I can help people build their life and their business at the same time, because nobody wants to be a life coach, let's be honest. And that's not even at 1% of what I do. But what I help people do is I help give them the confidence that they need to get to where they want to go. And that's what they say. I help encourage them and spur them on. I help them build very profitable businesses and I help them make a bigger impact in the world. And those things all matter. But the key that was missing for me after building a multi-7-figure business that I ended up imploding on purpose is that yesterday was the first time that I spent a full day doing exactly what I knew that my life was meant to do. And that is a very, very, very special moment. And when you work very hard for a very long time to get to that point, and then you actually reach it. I was actually driving home last night going, I think I can die now. Seriously, it sounds morbid and crazy, but at the same time, it's something that is really special because I know that I've fulfilled what I am supposed to do. And from here, the journey is pretty easy. But I will say, as I say with everything in life, this too shall pass. All the good moments, all the bad moments, they're gonna be here and they're gonna be gone. Life is not always easy, it's also not always hard. You have to embrace the seasons that come and find yourself in the middle somewhere consistently as much as possible.